There was so much we did before putting the house on the market. I was out in the gardens doing a little bit of trimming. I was wrapping up a lot of our area rugs, making sure that I was putting the dimensions on them, the color, and also noting which pad went to which carpet. For some of the rugs, I wanted to make sure I had the colors put down on paper, so I took out my fan deck and I found some very similar colors. I noted what they were, and then if I need to find an accessory for the new house while the carpet might still be in storage or rolled up, I will have those with me. We finally removed the 64-inch television that was way too big for the space, and now I have to fill some holes, and these are some of the paint colors. The lighter green was here when we bought the house, then I did the white, then the dark taupe, back to the white. And to clean the holes, I took my scraper and I'm first getting rid of a lot of the debris, and then I'm going to fill it in with spackling, and then I will be sanding them and repainting the wall. Something I've been wanting to do and finally got to doing was re-oiling this old drop leaf table that we have. I just got some lemon oil and it really soaked it up and gave it a nice deep finish. This table was a tall farm table that my parents found in a main house that we had as a second home, and I used to actually hide under this with blankets, and it was a fun fort for me. So this table comes along with a lot of memories. What a difference. Now I'm just going to go back and buff it out, and I'll have a nice, deep, rich colored table with a lot of patina. I was even out and about and got some plants for the house, as some of you may have seen in my last video how I use them. And actually I also got some garden accessories for sugarwood. Then the last thing I did was I went around the house and picked up all my cleaning supplies, my paint, my repair supplies, everything. And let me tell you, it was tiring. And I have to also tell you that Willow, the way she follows me around, was tired too. But by the next morning, Willow was ready to go. She was already looking out the window for her rabbits, and I decided it was time for me to have a little downtime. It's still morning, my coffee time, but I'm going to get out my sketchbook and I'm going to head out to the garden a little bit later and just once again have some quiet time and let my mind relax. Soon I'll be enjoying cozy mornings by the fire, but right now I'm going to have a morning walk around the terrace with my coffee and realizing I need to have a talk with our Willow about playing in the hostas. I would love to take this moment and thank the many of you who reached out to me and reminded me to go slow, take it easy, take care of my shoulder, relax. You know, sometimes I am better at do as I say, not as I do, and I appreciate all of those reminders that I got because I did push myself a lot, and at some points I felt it was pushed myself to the max. And that's why today I am getting myself back on track with slowing down, taking a breath, and enjoying the moment. So like I just mentioned earlier, I decided to grab my sketchbook, and I also grabbed a reading book so I can visualize some things maybe I want to do at the new house and just relax. Right now I'm walking around the garden and I'm noticing that a hydrangea that I planted 3 years ago is actually not a small hydrangea bush, but it's one of the very tall, big hydrangea trees. So this is something that I'll have to move, or the new owner might want to move. And you may notice the dahlias that I planted this spring, they're not doing that much. I kept them in the pots for now because I do feel that the house is going to sell and I wanted to be able to take those along with me. And my lovage. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I have a little trick I want to show you. If you grow lovage, you may or may not have done this already, but the stems are hollow near the bottom, and the stems and the leaves taste a bit like celery. So if you like to make yourself either a Bloody Mary cocktail, or this is just the spicy tomato juice, you can use it as a straw. It is so cool, and I love to do this. And now I'm going to just check my 2 tomato plants, and I actually am so thrilled with how they're growing right now. I haven't given them much love or haven't done much in the garden this year. And I think now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do some sketching. This is the first time I've actually done this in the garden. We only put the table and chairs in here from when the lawn was getting mowed, and I decided to keep them in here because why not just sit and enjoy the garden from within instead of looking from the outside in. What I like to do while journaling is sometimes I will grab the flower first, and other times I will journal first. And what I'm starting to do more and more is putting the date, the time, the temperature, and then I go into a little story about the weather, what's growing, what I'm doing that day, because I realized the first book was a lot of drawing, but why not journal what the weather's doing and what plants are growing when? I can look back at this now, next year, just as I've already been looking back on my last year's journal for some of my gardening things. Right now, I'm actually trying to get a specimen, and I got attacked by a ferocious bumblebee. He just startled me, but I usually don't mind bees or honeybees. Even though I took a sip from the glass earlier, you don't think the water was for me, did you? It was for my model, and I like to keep them in front of me so I can look at them close and really just see how many petals they have, the shape, the size. And the book I decided to bring out for inspiration was Timeless by Patrick Ahern. And actually, Patrick Ahern was one of our favorite sponsors for our magazine, New England Fine Living. And his work adorns 2 of our covers, and we also have some of his home articles on the inside. And we are down to 3 seasons, about 100 issues each. So if you haven't ordered your packet, I would love for you to do so now. Like I said, I only have about 100 left. And I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do another magazine or if I should just focus on my coffee table book proposal and enjoying Sugarwood. And my quick sketches. I really enjoy this quiet time. I even grabbed a bachelor's button to draw, but then I got distracted, decided to start weeding, and that is when I came across some bunnies. Earlier in the day, I put this sign up because we are starting to show the house, and I didn't want anybody to go in and disrupt our sleeping babies. But I have to tell you, I didn't find just sleeping babies. I also came across a hive full of yellow jackets while I was weeding. And this is just a little peek at the baby bunnies that I found. I actually came across them while weeding, and I have quite a few nests in the garden. I covered this hole back up, and I'm going to leave them alone for ever. And I'm now going to put some steaks on the grill, enjoy some wine with Ben, and we are going to just have a nice quiet evening. I learn a lot from watching Mother Nature. Like right here, the spider that's actually following this large stag beetle. Now, it goes to show you that you're never too small to go after something big. And watching also brings to my attention that sometimes, even though you want something really bad, the timing's not right. There could be a little barrier, or it just wasn't right. Thank you to those who have stuck around and watched the video to the end. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed to New England Fine Living, I would love for you to do so by hitting that subscribe button. Hope to see you next time. Bye now.